Categorical data places information into several groups or categories. Quantitative data measures things that can be measures things that have to do with numbers. Age, height, number of siblings, how many people like pink, how many people ate pizza, that kind of thing. Types of graphs. Circle graphs show how data is divided into parts, and the entire circle contains 100%. That's everything, right? Bar graphs organize data into groups or categories, and dot plots display data sets that are countable. I'm going to write counted because I think countable sounds funny. So, according to our notes, there's two types of ratios. Remember, when we think of ratio, we usually think of a fraction because that's not the only way to write a ratio, but that is the way we write a ratio when we want to do something with it. So, what is the ratio of people who prefer comedy to romance? So remember when we talked about scale factor and we said the first number goes on top? Same here. Comedy is the first thing listed. It's going to go on top. And it does matter for this because if you write it backwards, it's not the same ratio. So if we find comedy, we can either say 4 people or we can say 20%. So I'm going to say 4 people like comedy, and how many people like romance? 6. Now, there's nothing wrong with this answer. It's perfectly right, but you're never going to find it as an answer choice because it needs to be simplified. 4/6 is the same as 2/3. The ratio of people who prefer comedy to romance is 2 to 3. Then it says, what is the ratio of people who like action movies to all the people surveyed? So action movies goes on top, and all the people go on bottom. So a couple ways we can do this. We can say, well, action is 5, and all the people added up is 20. And of course we have to simplify that. Or we see the 25%. You could have also said 25% to 100%, which again simplifies to 1/4. So example 1 says 3 boys and 3 girls ran for 7th grade class president. The boys are Andrew, Derek, and Miguel. The girls are Becky, Dora, and Tricia. The results of the election are shown in the bar graph. What is the percent of total votes for Derek? So whenever I get a bar graph, I go through and I write the numbers. So 75. And it's perfectly okay to double check me. I could get it wrong, you know. And I want the percent of total votes for Derek. So, percent goes over 100. Derek is 135 votes. What is my total? Right? I'm going to add them all up. So, hit pause, add those together real quick. What'd you get? I got 675. Solving this proportion will give me my answer to that. The next one says, what is the percent of total votes for Dora? So did my total votes change? It didn't. It didn't change at all. But Dora had 150. So all this work I did for Dora. I have 22.2%. I might be wrong. Now the question says, who received a larger percentage? Well, I can tell you Dora did because she got more votes. And by what percentage? So you're going to have to subtract 22.2% repeating minus what Derek gets to decide how much more percentage Dora has. Example 2, it says 60 people were surveyed about their favorite type of juice. The circle graph shows the results. Use the graph to answer each question. How many more people chose orange juice than grape juice? Here's what you need to do. How many more tells you you're subtracting. Orange juice minus grape juice, right? So orange juice is 40%, grape juice is 20%, right? So 20% of people, now is that the same as 20 people? No. So you're going to have to turn that 20% into a certain number of people. This 60 people, they put in words and they didn't put it on the graph, hoping to trick you. Go ahead and work that one out.